Come on up here. Not that my wife is not a young, lovely young lady, but she's not the one sharing this morning. I meant. This young lady's gone through a lot, and boy, she looks fantastic, isn't she? And doing great. And but more importantly, who she is inside is just amazing, and her love for the Lord and her devotion. And she only attends here, but she helps in a lot of areas too. And we're just so excited that she's here, part of our church, a part of God's kingdom, and shares her faith. And so that's why what she's doing this morning.
All right. So I'm really nervous, like when your heart beats really fast and your palms get really sweaty and you're kind of weak and yeah, that's me right now. Okay. So I don't know if you guys have heard the song Do It Again by Elevation Worship, but it's a song that speaks to me and never ceases to amaze me. The lyrics talk about how we thought our walls would fall down by now, but they haven't. When we talk to God and we're waiting, and then that moment when it just happens and He fulfills our promises. And we figured He would leave us out in the dust because what are we worth? Nothing. But He doesn't. So God is fulfilling His promises every second of the day for us, no matter what happens. Whether it's something you don't expect to happen that day or you planned for that to happen, that was Him. That was Him. He is relentlessly pursuing us, and He's forever and always faithful to us. And I've experienced that. When I was 14, I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. I was strong, and I wouldn't say strong in my faith. I came to church. My family, we were raised as Christians. Matt and I knew right from wrong. Did we do it? Did we speak or did our actions meet up with our words? Probably not. That was a long time ago, and I have had a lot since then, so I can't really remember what I did when I was 13. But 14, I was diagnosed with leukemia. My first thought was, I'm giving this all to God. My second thought was, well, I got to learn how to rock baldness better than my dad. I'm not really sure if I did that, but I think I did. Anyway, the journey was full of 2.5 years that included huge obstacles I never thought I'd have to jump. I was healthy. I played volleyball. I planned on playing volleyball in college, actually. But that didn't happen, but it wasn't my plan. He showed me in many ways that He is the way, the truth, and the light, as John 14:6 says. And then when I look back on my journey, as I often do, as a reminder for how far He's brought me, I see way more blessings than I do burdens. God has put people in my path in the right place at the right time. He placed them all in my life by His own hands, and He knew that I needed those people. He pieced together every situation, all going according to His plan, not mine. I am healed by His stripes that He bled for me and for everyone. He would do it again and again, over and over, 100 billion times. I struggled on how I was going to live my life for Christ, how I was going to share His word, how I was going to put my words into actions. So I told Him I wanted to inspire people with His word and with His ways, not my ways. Cancer was never a part of my plan. I don't think it's a part of anyone's plan ever. He planted a seed in me from the day I was diagnosed. 2.5 years later, I'm cancer-free, in touch with my faith, and now I can see how much greater His plan was, not mine. The seed is definitely still growing. And I'm so thankful to have a loving Father who washes me clean when I can never earn it, and especially when I don't deserve it. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." The Lord promises to stay faithful, and He blesses us, as I said before, every second of the day. And that's so hard for me to, when good things happen, I'm like, oh, great, I did this. But it's not me. It's Him. Everything is Him. And most people don't see that. But when you start to see that, it's a whole different life. Seek first His kingdom, for God has a great plan for you, and He can't wait to fulfill His promises. There's never been a moment He wasn't by my side, and there's never a moment He won't be by yours. So lastly, I would like to thank you guys for everything you guys have done. You've lifted me up in prayer from the very first, for the very first day. This truly is the best church family, and I'm so thankful, and I could never express how much I love you guys. Thanks.
have the opportunity to address you as a whole one last time. I'm also very fortunate to have spent the last 13 years with you all. As we are entering this new and sometimes very intimidating season of life, I hope we never forget to use our knees in times of desperation, but also in times of celebration. When it seems like nothing is constant in your life, one very important piece of the puzzle always is. God has prepared each and every one of us specifically for the journey that awaits us after these last few moments and days filled with special memories. Looking ahead into the future my freshman year, I was so excited and I could not wait to be a senior, a top dog, and a role model to the younger students, as I'm sure you all were as well. I thought I was ready to take on the world. Little did I know there were some big lessons I had yet learned. Standing here today, I feel as if I'm equipped with the right tools and mindset that the last 4 years have taught me to be successful in every way. While tragedies may have occurred differently for each of us, the end result is something we will never forget. I am very excited, nervous, and blessed in so many ways. Excited for what the coming years hold. Nervous because I have to learn how to live on my own. And blessed because I've had the opportunity to travel through different school buildings with each of you. You all have helped shape me to be the person I am today, and you have been there for me since the very beginning. While I feel as if we're just being catapulted out into the world with absolutely no direction, or at least I do, I hope we all remember how prepared we really are for this, what seems very daunting task. Our teachers and our parents have worked very hard for the last 13 years to get us where we are sitting in this exact moment. It's been really hard for me to grasp the fact that I'm actually graduating. I feel like it was just yesterday when I was walking into these hallways for the very first time. As we all embark on this journey of the unknown, I would like to remind myself and hopefully give you guys a little insight on why I trust in my faith and in something that people say we cannot see. But that's just it. I can see it. Many ask me why I'm so thankful for my suffering. It is simplistic in the fact that it brought me closer to God. Instead of running away from a hard situation, I was told to press into the Word and grow spiritually. It is my hope that you all would give it a trying chance and turn to it as well. The treasures that God has brought due to this suffering are hard to explain, but I do know that He made me stronger and gave me the courage of knowing that I can handle any obstacle that may stand in my way. I know that we are all going to experience lonely, hard, and hopeless days in our journey ahead. I believe the best thing for us to do in that situation is to remember where we get our strength from. We are not fully equipped to handle every situation on our own for a reason. When we hand over those situations to God, the glories that will come from and through Him will be overwhelming in the best ways possible. Since our first days of walking into these halls, we have grown, matured, laughed, cried, and smiled together. As we part our ways, let me leave you with this scripture. Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 through 8 states, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Jesus Christ. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." We are about to experience many situations we may not know how to handle, but that's the joy of it all. When this occurs, we are meant to hand it over to God so we may see the glories He cannot wait to reveal to us. Thank you all again for being my Bulldog family. I couldn't have picked out better individuals if I tried. I have certainly been blessed beyond my own belief. So, here's to the class of 2019. Thank you.